Hi. Hello. Oh, I need to change this. Hold on. Hold on. Settings. Monitor off. Okay. Hi. How is everybody? I'm trying to make sure that you guys can hear the music still. So, yeah. Um, if you can, let me know. Wow, my computer sounds like it is going crazy right now. Um, This is the first time that I have streamed in I don't even know how long. A long time. Like it's been bad. It's been rough. Um I figured though that what I would do today is that I would start out with seeing if anybody joins, running some focus through focus. Um I promise you this will get better as time goes on. I'm just making sure that you guys can see me. Oh, you can. Yay. Hi. Gonna make sure you can hear me. Hello. Check. Yes. Okay. All right. So if the music isn't coming through or if I don't know, it's too loud, it's too quiet, if I'm too loud, please let me know because we've never done this before. And when I say that we've never done this before, I mean it in the sense of I've never used like the camera I'm using, the mic I'm using, and I'm also used to like sitting at my desktop, so I'm not used to like being on the go and streaming. So it's a little bit different for me. So yeah, so just if you guys notice any issues, please let me know. But otherwise, I think we're gonna kick off and we're gonna be doing rounds of 25 minutes with 5 minute breaks and then 10-minute long breaks. I have never used Focus. I probably should have checked this out before I did this. But anyways, I have never used Focus, but um I will say I've seen other people use it and I do like how it looks. So we're gonna try it and we're gonna see what happens and call it a day. I will go into full screen, so I probably won't be able to like monitor chat very well. I should have hooked up my second monitor. It's fine. We live and we learn, right? Okay. Anyways, so I think I will go ahead and do our window capture to get it set up, but I'm going to like trim it a little and then I need to also, I was kind of like rushing to get this set up. Oh, that's not right either. I was rushing to get this set up. Hold on a minute. Yeah, that looks right, right? Right? That looks right. Minus this is like obvious like my studio. Like this is this is not the right screen, but I will switch it to the right screen. Hold on a minute. Okay. So this is what I was going to use. As I said, I've never used it before, so I'm not really sure like how it works, but let me close out of my PNP. I'm not really sure how it works, but I figured that we could use this. I wonder if I can drag over the no, I can't. Okay, let me fix this on my OBS screen then, so that way you guys can see it. There we go. Oh my gosh, look at that. And look at this like cute scene. I'm like, this is perfect. This is something that people would see in the realm. So as I said, I have never streamed using this setup before. So if I sound off, if audio is duplicating, if the background lo-fi beat music isn't like up to par, like it's too quiet, it's too loud, or anything like that, please let me know and I will see if I can adjust it really quickly for you all. But otherwise, get a warm drink or a cold one, depending on where you live. Get, you know, your favorite book or an activity, or even if you just want to like sit down and make a list, plan your week, whatever it is, this is meant to be like a time where you can just sit down and focus. And I will pop back in about 5 minutes. You might see my laptop before I start reading. I was going to like cross post to a few places just to share because this is my first time. Um, but once I do start reading, I will be reading Spy Family. This is volume two. It is on my November TBR, and today is obviously like the last day of the month. I'm about this, I have about this much left. So, this is what I'm going to be reading today. If you are reading or like whatever you're working on, let me know in the chat because I would love to like check in if I can and like see any progress updates, anything like that. I feel like getting people together and kind of body doubling in this sense really helps me get things accomplished as well. So that's the whole point of these is to kind of cheer each other on, help each other accomplish everything, and then kind of go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and mute my mic, sit back. I'm going to start the Pomodoro timer and we'll be back in about 25 minutes. Bye. Or, well, not bye, but like, see you then. Okay. This will get better, I promise. Okay. So, hi, Masho. No worries on not reading. This is also meant as just like get things done time. So, you're good. I do want to make sure that you guys can hear me. So, come on, catch up now. Yes. Okay. My mic is working good. Sorry. This is my first time streaming with this like setup, so I'm a little bit worried about how it's working and if it's working right, but it's okay. Like it'll get better. We'll get better. Um I'm reading Spy Family, and I never read manga growing up, and I first started when I got back into reading recently. I first started with graphic novels, and then I went ahead and found a couple mangas that I liked. I think this was maybe like the first, no, not the first. Maybe like the second one I tried. I don't think this is the first manga I tried. Anyways, so long story short, this is only volume 2. I love this like concept. I know that this is a very long series. I don't have nearly all like anywhere close to having all the books. But I like when I think of graphic novels and mangas, if they have like a good backstory, and like this is making me laugh. Like I never thought I'd be someone who would be like, yeah, like this manga made me laugh, but like this makes me laugh, and I love to see like the little quips from the little girl Anya in this, and then I'm also like, oh, like is there a relationship blossoming between Lloyd and Yor? I don't know. Like we'll have to see, and so it's just like really interesting. Because there's also really good life lessons in this. So like I just read a scene where Lloyd, who is Anya's like father, he is the spy. I'm not really giving anything away with this. Um, but he's struggling to like teach her something, and he kind of goes about it in a wrong way, and sort of this like, just why aren't you understanding it? You need to study, you need to get good grades. And then like you have Yor come in, who is kind of this like compassionate side to him, especially when it comes to Anya. And it's just so real, and it's so refreshing. And she kind of questions him, and he takes a step back, and he's like, you know what, like maybe I am going about this wrong, and maybe I should come to terms, and also come to this level with this little girl, and like what she cares about, and what she wants to see. And so obtain in life. Like she's in school, like what does she want? She probably wants friends, and she wants to watch her cartoon. And so it's just like so refreshing from that standpoint. I don't know much about the series in terms of like the later ones. Like I don't know if it becomes, romantic or inappropriate for, if it becomes like really like it has a lot of action type language within it. I would say, right now though, at least the first two, I mean, I'm not done with the second one, but I would say, probably middle grade would be fine. Middle grade and up, depending on what, your comfort level is with what your kids are reading. But it's just so refreshing and cute. And I think that when I read a manga that or a graphic novel, that's like what I'm looking for is, you can use the drawings and the art to, you know, convey what you're saying, but at the same time, like the story has to have meaning. So, anyways, I know that we're almost done with our break. We have about 20 seconds and counting down. So I am going to flip back in. And sorry for the back and forth on this, but I'm going to flip back in, mute my mic, and I believe we'll go for another 25. I am getting a little hungry, so you might see me like taking a few bites of food. I'll try to like lean forward so it's not the focus, but if you're reading or working on stuff, let me know in the chat, or just, you know, say hey, or don't. That's totally fine. But otherwise, relax, and I'll see you in about 25 minutes or so. Hi. I know I got a little bit distracted. If you're new and you're not on Discord, or even if you're new to Discord, because honestly, like my Discord has blown up, and I thought there were gonna be 25 of us doing this readathon, and I'm just like so thankful by how many people have like come. Let me pull up YouTube because I wasn't looking at it because I had to deal with some stuff. So, anyways, um, so if you're new and maybe you haven't seen the message, I'm getting married in February, and I have like so many people texting me right now, and it was about wedding stuff. The biggest thing that I was just doing is I'm trying to help my mom pick out a mother of the bride dress. She tried some on, didn't love them, and so now I'm trying to help her like find one. So I was sending her some different ideas just to see like what she is thinking, because she had sent me some, and my mom isn't like the most tech savvy like online shopper. So I don't want her to like, fall prey to like unreliable online companies. So I sent her some different ideas. That's what I was doing, and just asked her like, hey, like how do you feel about this one? Do you like that one? So I'm doing that. So apologies that I got a little bit distracted. I will say I did actually finish the book, but one of the things that I like about Spy Family is they add in like this extra stuff. I don't know, like they call them extra missions, and these are, at least so far, they were in number one. They're obviously in number two. And so I'm really excited. But there are some things, I don't know if you guys can tell, but like, oh, I just dropped that. I don't know if you can tell, but like there are some things that just like shock me so much. I'm just like, oh my God, like what's going to happen? So I don't think I have the third one. I'll need to look. I have so many books that I need to read. I need to stop buying books. I need to look and see if I have the third one. And that's my issue with mangas, is I'm like, they're really easy to like get through and read, but I also have like so many other books. I'm like, I really can't prioritize them, but they're good like for days like today where I'm like, okay, like I had it on my list as like another book to read. I can knock it out today because I can read it in typically one sitting. I've read this one in two now, um but yeah, so that's what I was doing. Let me see what Mashu said. You love the girl from. So I haven't read The Other Side. And then unfortunately, I don't know any other languages, so I would have to have one with an English translation. Um, but yeah, so that's like one thing that I have to do. So, but anyways, yeah. So, just to give you guys a heads up, I'm probably going to do one more. I don't know. How are you guys feeling? Like, are we making progress on stuff? Do we want to do two more? Do we want to do one more? Like, what are your thoughts? What are your feelings? This was the first time. I know a couple things that like I definitely need to fix. And I have a couple of things that I need to knock out. Like, I'm hosting a co-working session for my house on Tuesday, and I'm making chili, but I have to order groceries, like our regular grocery order plus that. And I need to kind of finish putting away my decor for the holidays. I need to organize the room where we have all of our wedding stuff. And like, I could take you with me technically, but the issue with that is that then I have to find somewhere to put my laptop and to put the camera on, to put the mic. And so it's like really hard to like live stream in those areas because there's just not enough room. So how are you guys feeling? Are we needing more? Are we needing less? Are we doing good? Are we not doing good? If I don't see anyone in chat who wants to keep going, then I will probably go ahead and wrap up after this one. So it'll be starting in about 10 seconds. So whatever you're reading or working on, I hope that it's going well. And I'll check back in once we're done with this focus session. So bye. Okay, I know I'm not supposed to talk during the like actual focus sessions, but I feel like this does a really good job. So, what I showed you guys was like the extra mission, which apparently was created to like introduce people to the manga. This is like a great segue if you don't know what Spy Family is about. So it says a spy, a telepath, an assassin, each with a reason to hide their true self within a fake family. That's like just a very good summary of kind of like the main characters within the manga, and I think that's why it works so well. So, okay, go back to focusing. How did we do? So I finished Spy Family, volume 2. So I'm gonna write I actually have 2 book reviews that I have to do. That's actually gonna be one of my 2026 goals. Is I really want to make sure that I write my book reviews. And a lot of times it's because I'll go back and I'll be like, I want to see what my top books are, and then I'll realize like, oh wait, I forgot to review this book, and I'll be like, I loved it though, but then I don't remember like all the fine little details that I love about it, and I feel like I'm missing out on something. So yeah, if you saw me like get out my stamps and like digging around for stuff, I was updating my reading journal for this year. I didn't do a great job. I had a lot of, not really, I didn't have a lot of life things. I had one really big life thing that happened in September, or not September, in August. Sorry, my brain's everywhere right now. I lost my sweet girl Harper, and she was my dog, but she was the dog I got, when I was single, and she was only 6, and it was very, very, very sudden, and I really just I kept reading, but when she was sick, and then doing things beyond reading, it was just kind of hard. To like want to sit down and do that and think about things outside of work. So I didn't do a super great job. And I'm not like disappointed. I'm glad I gave myself the space that I needed to grieve. And I am still grieving. It's just, you have very intense grieving and then more minor grieving. And honestly, I can't say sitting here if I'll ever not, think about her. But I am very aware and very thankful that I gave myself the space and the time that I needed. But now, like looking back, I'm like, dang, like I wish I would have done that, because now I'm sitting here and it's like, but I didn't do it because of this. So it's okay. But that is one of my goals. And so this is my reading journal for this year. It's quite full. I think one of the things that I'm going to do next year is I do quite a few reading challenges. I actually host 2 reading challenges, not just once upon a year. I'm actually taking over the Stardew Valley readathon. I have been doing that since earlier this year, maybe like April, May, March, April, May, somewhere in there. I took it over because the creator needed to step back for some personal time. So I took it over. It made me realize that I love running challenges. She has unfortunately decided to make the choice to fully step back. So I'm going to be taking it over now. It wasn't really planned, wasn't very expected. But I'm going to keep the community going. I'm very thankful for the mods and the community over there who are going to help out. But, so I do those. And then I have a list of like monthly reading challenge, or, not monthly, annual reading challenges that might have like monthly themes, like year in Eldia, a year Goober, things like that. And Romanceopoly. I think one of the biggest things that I realized this past year, though, is that when I do like just the non like yearly ones, outside of like Aurelium and maybe even like the Goober monthly one that they do, I just found myself kind of getting caught up and unable to achieve some things that I wanted to achieve, such as finishing like my series and things like that. And so hold on, I'm gonna pause our break really quick, but so it doesn't run out and I cut into our reading time. So I realized that I was kind of having to read books like here and there, and then when a prompt came up, kind of come back to it, because I was basically like overdoing it with prompts, which I love prompts. They're great for helping me when I need to figure out what to read. But then it was sort of like distracting me from, wanting to and or feeling like I could truly continue a series. Oh, Dominic is coming home, so you might hear him walk through the door, which what ends up happening, hi babe, he was very nice. He brought me lunch today, so I am streaming, just FYI, on YouTube. So and so what I realized though is that I think by having so many different monthly prompts, and if one, I didn't either know what my book would fit into or whatever, it would basically hinder my feeling that I could continue a series. And I really want to knock some series out. I have a lot of finished series on my bookshelves, and I want to start getting those down as more series begin being released or completed, so that way I can be like, okay, like I don't have as many series now. I feel a lot better. And so that's definitely going to be one of my goals moving into 2026. But the fun thing is I've started setting up my reading journal already. You can just set it there. I started setting up my reading journal for 2026 already. What? You can watch me on the TV if you want. Oh, do you want to say hi? Hi. Oh, well, I mean, like, do you want to like wave? Like come over and wave? You just come up there. Okay. Oh, it's fine. It's just reading sprints. Well, I stole it. So, well, a lot of the book people do it. So anyway, I have started setting up my 2026 reading journal. I will probably end up recording a video for that once it's done. But I changed like quite a few things just to kind of fit those goals, I guess. You know what I realized though? I don't actually have a goals page. Maybe I need to make one. Okay, well, anyways. So you'll see some of that come through, I think, and then with like how I set up the Once Upon a Year readathon and what we're changing the Stardew one to. So just really exciting stuff that we're doing in both communities, and both communities have really blown up in the past year. So really thankful for all of those. So probably what I'm going to start doing is kind of cross promoting, since this is like my like YouTube channel and it's not a readathon YouTube channel. I'll probably start kind of cross promoting both of them and how they work. But there's obviously two separate servers, so it is a little bit confusing. But yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll get it, all situated and whatnot. But definitely looking forward to kind of kicking that off, as well as just continuing to see how Once Upon a Year grows. I know I've said it multiple times. Just thank you so much, everyone who has joined and is following. We're gonna go ahead. Let's run one more 25-minute. I'm going to probably look up I'm going to do my reviews, and I'm probably going to look up some easy recipes and at least get like an initial grocery order placed, because we're out of a few things that we definitely need. So I'm going to be working on non-reading stuff, but definitely feel free to read. If you are reading a book, let me know if you feel like pausing to do that. And otherwise, I will see you once we end. And then that will probably be my last one that we run. So we have about 20 seconds left on this break. I know I extended it, but you know what I mean. And then I think what I'm going to start doing is I've been debating what I want to commit to with streaming. And I think, at least for right now, it'll probably be like through the end of the year, Sundays only. I'm not sure on the timing yet. So I'll be releasing a schedule in both of the readathon servers. So feel free to, follow, subscribe, and make sure you turn on notifications. So that way you get notified for future live streams. And I will see you all after this 25-minute session. Okay, so did not get as much done as I wanted to. That's all right. I did finish one of my book reviews, and I'm working on the like Instagram graphic right now for that. So I do post most of my book reviews, even if they're like not very good. Normally I try to stick around like above 3 stars, just because of how like I rank but like rate books and stuff. Like a 3 star, like that's like not bad, like it's fine, like I maybe enjoyed it in the moment, but like will I ever go back to it? Probably not. So yeah, so I did finish that as well, minus dragging the book cover in. So I'm gonna wrap up for today though. I promise that these will get better as we keep doing more and more and more of them. So yeah, if you guys need anything, feel free to reach out on like Discord, etc. Yes, you're welcome, Mashu. Thank you so much for hanging out. I love, I hope this helps. Like that's like the main goal. It kind of helps me focus, especially on like a Sunday morning, very early. And so yeah, so I will see you guys next time though. And yeah, thanks for tuning